Scottish Singles Final 2022. We're here in the brilliant Players Lounge in Falkirk. This is the first frame, so you've missed nothing so far. Mark won the lag, broke, he's went in off, and Geo's on the reds here with a chance to take the first frame. It's a race to 10. Not only win, but the prestige of being the Scottish champion, Matt's already had this accolade on at least one occasion. And this would be young Geo's first time if he managed to win. So sit back and enjoy the Scottish final. Young Geo's a pretty quick player, but he's just taking his time here, trying to get a marker down in the first frame of this final. That's an interesting shot. I think Geo's either got to try and develop the black, which he don't particularly want to do, leave it double, or he's got to stun off the cushion the red's closest to, over to the other side and then back over the black. It looks as if he's kicking out the way he's playing it. Oh, he's left the double, the percentage shot, pool player shot. This is a brand new 860 cloth. I think he needs to play the double with a bit of pace because this cloth will be sliding. Yeah, just as I say, I think if Geo would have played that with more pace, he would have definitely got that. Guys at this level don't really miss shots like that. That's not pressure, that's just simply down to the new cloth. Right away, Marty plays the snooker, as well as developing all his yellows. So, unless young Geo can somehow pocket this 8-ball here, I'd say Mark will come in and take care of the first frame. This is not a bad ball on the table for Mark. Just as Mark weighs up his options, whether to play another snooker or go for it here. Good crowd in the Players Lounge tonight. great to see people coming out on a cold December evening for the final of the Scottish. Just shows you the local guys now, because they're both under Santa's stewardship. They're getting well supported. A few boys down from Ayrshire. And obviously you've got the local Falkirk guys here as well, so hopefully if this goes close there'll be a good atmosphere here. Played the pot, didn't come out great, containing safety. Mark, for a former snooker player, is an incredibly good safety player at pool. Another good hit with young Geo. Mark will be desperate to get these in one visit here. Stamp his authority on the match. He became a little straight on that, but because he's got the yellow around 6 inches away from the bottom right hand bag, it shouldn't be a problem. We just take it through an inch or two or stop the white dead here. I can't see any other safety shots. We don't want to tempt fate and let the guy have another rattle at hitting out a snooker, because eventually he'll get there. So Mark will be going for these. I think he played for a wee nudge into the yellow there. I'm not too sure if these pass each other into the bottom right. Well, he's playing a little. Look at the amount of side on this ball in the overhead here. Just to turn it around. Look at the white spinning. That's it, just stop spinning. Now we screw into the middle bag. No, the ideal angle to just play it plain ball. And that's 1-0 Mark Boyle. Race to 10. Just before we went live, we had a special presentation. 13 times winner of the event, Ross McInnes. The Scottish Championships is now named after the great man. And he came up, had a word with the two players, wished them well. And tonight they're playing for the Belhaven Ross McInnes Scottish Championship. And every player that wins this coveted title in the future, it's named after Ross McInnes. For everything he's done for Scottish pool, as well as being 13 times champion of this actual event, which is incredible, to be honest with you. So a fitting tribute to the Aldrin. Lovely split. And already, although it's early in this match, I feel as if this is a massive visit for Geo. All the yellows are there. It's just a matter of mapping them out. So I take it with the way Geo's going here. The 8-ball must pass. In fact, the cameraman's just showed me the 8-ball's clearly available into the top left, so it's just one good positional shot here. He doesn't like it, but he definitely doesn't like it. But I'm sure he has to find it. So he's just composing himself. You could have probably not placed that better with your hand if he's tried. He'll not be trying to get close here, he'll just be making sure of the pot and backing himself for the black. That's absolutely fine. There we have it, the equaliser, first break and dish of the final. 1-1. Game on. I see somebody asking me Geo be the youngest ever champ. I ain't got the history books in front of me, but I would think so. I think Geo would be the youngest Scottish champion that I can recall. So Mark's come up dry. Mark's renowned as having one of the best breaks in world pool, not just Scottish pool, but world pool. But not this time. And there is a chance in both. I can see a clearer picture in reds. But there is an out in both colour sets. I think he's come back just a bit too far there, so I think a reroute will be required, because I think he would have liked to have potted this one and stayed for the red closest to the black spot into the bottom left. And now, to be honest, the only problem I can foresee is the ball that's up closest to the 8 ball, the red that's closest to the 8 ball, just when he takes that. By the way he played that, it looks to me as if he's going to elect to play that ball last, the one that's up closest to the 8 ball. Those last two shots he's had to play with a wee bit of running side, and it's all a bit muscle memory. Yeah, he's taking these well. That's just a combination of having to play with a lot of right hand side and a wee bit of nerves. So the best chances in this match so far have all fallen to young Geo. He missed a double in the first frame. An unforced error there on his last positional shot in this frame. He broke this the second. Could quite easily be 3-0 down. And Mark's got this rolling into the middle to go 2-1 up, and he's not even started yet. That's ominous. I see somebody's asking there, Jamie Smith. Jason Shaw won in 2008. What age was he? So doing my sums, I think Jason was born in 88. So I would say he was 20, Jamie. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know my own son was born in 89. I think Jason's a year older than them. Another great break by young Geo. This isn't as straightforward as the last time he broke and cleared. A few more obstacles here if he goes for the finish at all, that is. See a problem down the bottom right away. The red and the yellow. He has decided, however, to take the plant on. So he's now on yellows. It's whether he stays or goes now. Obviously the attacking the shot here is to pot the one into the left he's closest to and go into the yellows, but it's what he does with this one down the bottom right. So again he's attacked right away. He's come a bit straight. I think the bottom yellow he was looking at possibly dislodging from the yellow closest to the middle bags. And there's a great man that this trophy's named after now in the background. Looks as if he's enjoying it. And that's Geo's father looking fairly nervous. And all those boys there are all the Ayrshire boys. So Ross is all the Ayrshire boys, basically. There he is, the great man there. So if he's enjoying himself. Driving tonight, so you'll probably not hear him. Maybe get him in later here to say a few words. Do a wee bit of commentary. Promise you there'll be no pool politics though. It's not allowed, Craig says. Now, as I say, it's all about this shot. Geo's point his crew where he would like the cue ball. Because he needs to have an angle to pot the last yellow into the right middle and then try and develop this one. It's always going to be the problem for the outside. And that was the biggest problem. That red was always going to be hard to get the white to where he wanted. And I think he needs to slow down now because I just don't see any way that he can take these out. Unless he produces a little bit of magic. Which he's more than capable of. Scotland Day manager over there enjoying a burger. Oh, look at him. And why not? Works hard, that guy. Likes his food. I hope he paid for that can of juice as well. That's Stephen St. Allison. He's the owner of this place and he's just about to check out a couple of things. Does a lot for Scottish Bill. Quite a diverse age group in the crowd. We've got some young guys, a couple of old guys sitting there. Then we've got Geo Senior, he knows the shot to play. He's pointing, saying that's what he should play. Oh, look, he's pointing again. If he talks a bit louder, young Geo will be able to hear him. So he's taken quite a while on this shot, young Geo is. It's such an important shot in this match. As I say, he could quite easily be 3-0 up. Now 2-1 down. He's had a chance here. And that's a containing shot it is. Mark now his choices. If Mark's feeling attacking, he'll just play a pot, get an angle, pot and dislodge that one down there. Or, as I said in the earlier frame, Mark hides the fight as good as anybody in Scottish pool at the moment, basically in world pool. So he can quite easily play a containing shot. It's just all about how he feels. Replying to Jamie and a couple of the boys talking about the final with Martin Fisher and Jason. Martin Fisher, who, let's just say, had a fair drink in him, beat young David Riggins in the semi-final, and it's the drunkest thing I've ever seen somebody taking one of the best finishes I've ever seen in my entire life. And Martin Fisher took that finish away, and he was hampered screwing over the black. How he played it without falling over was beyond belief. A total legend. Okay. So I think Mark would have liked to have tried to get the snooker tighter, because he's maybe allowed Geo off side cushion, bottom cushion. He's got a wee wall of 2 yellows there, and he could snooker him back here. So we back cat and mouse in this 4th frame. That's an important shot. You just got to judge your slide. It looks they've played it great. If that red goes, he's very, very unfortunate if it goes to the... If not, it's a fantastic shot. I've got a feeling Mark can get this. No. The more he's looking at it, the more I think he can clip it in the middle. And if he can, that's very unlucky from young Geo. Yeah. Great pot. Not the best cue ball, great pot. Gavin, it is Renzi indeed. So I think basically Mark's all in here. I think he's got to play the pot into the top left corner. I think it's all about white ball control. I think that's what's worrying him. I think he feels as if he may be losing the cue ball to the left. That's a lovely bit of cueing. To be honest, we don't expect anything less from Mark. Surprising miss. Just playing cuts, loading them up the side and having to play them slow is very, very difficult. From Geo. A few come-ons from the Usher faithful. It's down watching it. Yep. A ripple of applause. 2-all. And summarising, it's been a bit of a nervy start to the match. 2 frames all. Just about right, I'd say. And that's the first one at Mark's actually blew back to Geo. So as I say, Mark, who has arguably the best break in Scottish Bowl, but struggled his first couple of breaks. We'll see how this goes. Much more like it, and I'm sure he'll be really happy with the outcome of these balls. Again, they're both sitting lovely. Really about the starter ball. Yep. And I can tell with the first two shots of this visit from Mark, he's up to pace somewhat, so he'll be disappointed with what he did in that last frame. But he's defo building the pace up. That's what he was worried about. Your guess is as good as mine as how he's going to stay for this 8 ball. There's so much traffic to get through, and that's what he's looking at just now. Again, that's just down to the pace of the table. Normal circumstances, Mark would get that them no problem. Wee bit of pressure at the Scottish final, wee bit of pressure at the new cloth, and that cue ball's just run an extra 2-3 inches. Now not only has he got to pot the red, he's got to somehow get through all these yellows back up. Here he goes. What a shot. What a shot. And just decided to cut it back in the middle so he could stay on the 8 ball. What a fantastic shot. Yeah, makes no mistake. Position's overrated when you can pop balls like that. Also got one of our top referees, McInnes, refereeing the final. Doing a lot of private matches at the moment. We can't get her to referee for the SBA because she's the tournament director of the Scottish Pool Association. But believe me, she's one of our top referees. So young Geo's, his break's been very consistent. He's getting one all the time, but seems to always have work to do. There's no roadmap finish this time. Okay. Developed a bad one. Cue ball's not great. I think he has to take the double on the ball that's closest to the left corner. Because I think if he cues any of the balls up long, hampers cueing, it's real difficult. Whereas he can get his cue right through the double. Yep, that's what he's taking. Again, I mean, I know young Geo very well. And one of his fortes is doubling balls. And that's simply down to the new cloth. He's just not quite adapted to the new cloth yet. And if he doesn't adapt to it soon, it'll keep on costing him frames. And you just can't do this against this guy. He's just too clinical. To swing round from off two here. Just a stun off two, gets him on both yellows. Yep, there we go. Too sharp to be on the middle, but still perfect on the bottom one. And as long as he gets up high on this last yellow to the middle, he'll be in good shape. Perfect. Just pulls back, gets the 8-ball into the bottom left. Slip and look forward to her. And he's played that super confident, just screwing off the cushion. Yeah, good finish. So here we go again. Mark potted the black. No. The last break. It's an auto re-rack. He's away for round 2. It looks as if he's dry. So young Geo needs to get a foothold in this match. And I'm not sure that's quite where he wanted to put that. Because I feel as if he wanted the pie off the cushion and an angle on the yellow so that he could pot and maybe dislodge the one beside the red that's on the right hand cushion. I think you might just see a wee containing shot here. Maybe just sliding off the yellow in behind the other yellow and putting it close to the bag. No, staying aggressive. Now a containing shot. Okay, you can see I'm quite old school. There ain't going to be no containing shot here. Geo's seen the finish. He's going for it. I think he's just overhit that a little. And that's the same area of the table that Mark overhit it a bit, so the table must be pacey. And that's another double attempted from the young man. The problem he's got is when Mark pots this, he'll be looking for an angle right away to develop the wind. So he's just opened these two. There we go. Not only has he opened these two, but he's now, if he wishes, got an angle to pot the red into the right middle and develop the one that's on the cushion next to young Geo's yellow. And if he gets that out into open play and he's on a red thereafter, it's going to be looking like 5-2 and then half the job's done. What Mark's doing here is come round to look to see if that's a plant to the left middle, so that if he does pot this, develops the red, but it doesn't have to be on the red that he's playing into, that he's got a shot thereafter. Yep, that's exactly what he looked at, and he seems to be perfect. Certainly looks like 5-2. Sure if this red actually does go. The way Mark's looking at it, it looks as if he's going to try and develop it even more. It has got a lovely angle on it. If it does need developed, it just screws into it now. It seems to be loading this up the side, as if he's... Oh, he has developed it. Could have come out better. he'd be gutted. He'd be gutted that he didn't get it out well enough the first time. And now he's looking to see if he can pot in at the top left and still leave a thin snick on it. Or whether he has to play the development shot, which is much more difficult. Yep, he's having a look and feeling for every position that he can possibly get on that. And now the small matter of trying to put the cue ball where he looked. Now the eagle-eyed referee's getting in the right position. And again, that looks to be loading this up beside. Yeah, that's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. He spun it in to create an angle. It wasn't quite there in the red. And he done that with a low side on it. Not sure. Oh. And I have to say I'm really surprised at that. Young Geo wouldn't have liked the cue ball where it is just now. That would be a bit ideal. Maybe up a bit closer. Yep, there we go. All he has to do is pot this yellow. He's on the black. And this is a Geo Edgar steal if he gets these. Yeah, took a wee bit extra time on that. All of a sudden, from 5-2, it's gone 4-3. Mark will be thinking about the one that got away. And the match is certainly back on again. As Gio goes for a small comfort break.
Oscar and Renzi Reynolds. Give you a couple of nice compliments. If you get any money matches or that through this tonight, this commentary, I want a percentage. Yeah. Oh. Look that. Aye, 2-0, right. So I've been told off for the two young lads behind us. I've got Junior Reynolds and Baby McInnes, Preston McInnes. They says I'm talking too low. But what you've got to realise is the players are literally 6 feet away, and I don't want to be calling all the wrong shots, and for them to even think about playing the shot, the negative shot that I'm looking at. So that's why I'm trying to keep it down a wee bit. Hopefully it won't spoil your enjoyment, guys. No, just to let you know, it's Renzi that's doing the commentary. They tried to get Gibbsy, but he's doing a bit of knitting tonight. That's his crochet night on a Wednesday, so unfortunately you'll just have to put up with me instead. And sod's law, this time Geo, I think it's his first dry break, and the Reds are sitting beautiful. Whereas every time he's got a ball, he's been toiling to finish him, apart from the one time that he dished. So another twist in this match. Kevin, though, I've never won the Scottish, thanks to probably Gibbsy more than anybody else. Semi-finals at best I've got to. Lost in a deciding frame. Loads of quarter-finals. I think I've played Gibbsy about 30 times in it. Never beat him in it. He's just been a pest, that boy. Great player. Lovely guy. So this is my first guest and maybe in the commentary box. This guy is a legend of Scottish Pool. He's a Scotland men's manager, the international manager to give him his full title. He's also the owner of this club. I've got Stephen St Alison. How do you think it's going so far, Stephen?
To be honest with you, Alan, I've actually not seen much yet. I think both of them looked to be a bit nervous and shaky at the start. I think I've seen a few dry breaks, if you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think Mark's dry broke the first year.
Mark struggled with the break, to be honest with you. Geo hasn't, but they've not come out lovely for Geo, apart from this time. Geo has broken finish one of the early frames, gifted Mark a couple early doors, but it's been very nervy so far. And you can see how much this means with Mark taking so long on this first shot. It's a massive match.
Yeah, as we spoke about earlier, also before the game, and the legend of the game, Mr. Ross McInnes, was explaining to the crowd in the venue that this is the biggest title, in his opinion, in the Scottish game. Obviously, you can't see some of it in the stream, but there's a fair few numbers in the club supporting each guy tonight. And it means a lot to both of them, to be honest with you. Obviously, Geo's a lot younger than Mark. He's got age on his side, but let's not be kidding. Mark's trying like harder than anybody out there to go and win.
And that was nearly the mother of all mess ups, shall we say, Stephen? Try and keep it real
close.
here.
It was very close to that, Alan.
I was talking to when I was going over it earlier. Mark's won the Scottish before, I know that. Any idea how many times? Is it just the once? Is this him going for his second title, or has he won it more than once?
Honest answer, don't know, Alan. I've only sponsored him since day one. No, he's won it once.
Yeah, okay. So
I remember the conversation years ago between myself and Scotland captain, the Gibbsy, and boss man, when we used to cheer the flat in the Bridlington, and the conversation was winning the Scottish was obviously how massive it was and how much a big an achievement it is to win it twice and win it 2 and 3 times. Obviously there's no many come into that category, and Scott Ross at that time was one of them. I was actually speaking to Stephen Benny earlier, who's over there, who, you know yourself, is a terrific player of the game, but somebody had said to me, have you ever won the Scottish? And he's never won the title.
yeah, Stephen's won some major titles. I know he was the UK champion at one stage. I remember watching him winning that, but the Scottish title's massive.
He's Stephen Benny's. I think he told me there earlier he's been beaten in 3 semi-finals.
Yeah.
Mark, I think, beat him twice.
I had that conversation literally 5 minutes ago with regards to somebody. I'm so glad they asked me if I'd won it, which is the only SPA event that I've never won. I got to numerous quarterfinals. Gibbsy was my. I mean, he just beat me regularly.
4-letter word.
Yeah.
5-letter word. Start with P.
Yeah. He was my nemesis, shall we say. I'll try and keep it clean, but hey-ho. There's been better players and bigger names than me.
Mr. Gibbsy telling us in the chat there, big dollop. Obviously, Alec was a terrific player back in the day, just slightly before I came onto the scene, but Alex won it three times in 4 years, which, as you say, winning the Scottish is massive. To win it 3 times is humongous, but to win it 3 times in 4 years is unbelievable.
Also, a legend that I hope's watching just now, Jason's dad, Charlie Shaw. He won it twice in 3 years as well, so he's a guy that's won it more than once.
It's funny when we have these conversations, obviously, in the past couple of years, Renzi, me and you, I've been having the conversation with the whole Hall of Fame thing of Scottish and Scottish pool, and when you think of some of the level of the players that we've had over the years, it's frightening.
But as I say, the great man, and Mr McGoldrick, never won the Scottish title. Another legend, a guy called Paddy Moyer, never won the Scottish. Ant, I'm not sure if Ant's ever won the Scottish either. So
there's a lot of top players that's never
Stephen, there's
had the success.
Yeah. And there's been a few shocks over the years as well.
Yeah, how many times, obviously you see Gibbs is also watching the final and on the chat. Scott, how many times did you win the Scottish? If you don't mind me asking.
I would say Gibbs won it.
I think he's twice, if I remember right.
Right, okay. Good shot by Mark.
It's a great shot by Mark.
Derek Murphy never won it, there we go. I mean, just
Another
incredible.
fantastic play.
That makes me feel a bit better. I'm in good company.
You're in good company with the ones that haven't won it.
And that was a big
2 and 3 year won it. There you go, Gibbs it. Thanks, Jamie.
Yeah, Pat has won it. I'm sure he won it in CJ's. In Westside.
Holtz won it. I was at the final.
Was Bossman? Bossman he beat in the final?
I think it was Bossman he played, yep.
Anyway, back to the match.
Somebody unknown who's telling us that Holtz won it as well. Yep. Has the news been announced to the viewers tonight? What was announced just prior to the game, Renzi?
I have absolutely no idea.
Are you the only one that's been on the commentary? Have you announced
I'm the only one that's been on the commentary so far.
Feel free.
I have no idea. Oh, sorry. Yes, I did announce to the.
Okay.
Yeah,
to
I
the
did
viewers.
announce to the public tonight they're playing for the Belhaven Ross McInnes Scottish Championship,
Yep.
and every year thereafter this tournament,
Yep.
the best tournament in Scotland, is going to be named after the great man who has won it only 13 times,
I
which
lost
is
count of that.
absolutely
I
incredible.
must say, obviously, when we started the awards evenings a few years ago, and we had the awards evenings, he kindly gave me a gift that sits proudly placed in my bedroom, believe it or not, in my wardrobe. It was one of his Scottish singles titles trophies. He might ask me for it back one day, but you never know. But no, I was very honoured and privileged for him to give me that. But yeah, 13 times.
Incredible. The
Take
thing is, I was talking to him 6 months ago, he'd only won at 11.
Was anybody else playing back then, Renzi?
No, they were all rubbish, weren't they? Apart from Mr McGoldrick, and he was his pal. So
he was obviously, they were obviously
they were half
50-50 with the money as well. So it was whoever got the furthest. Tables and venues is class. Loved playing there in the Supers. I take it that's the Supers qualifier I'm talking about. And I presume you're talking about my venue in here. Thanks very much. We try hard to try and keep to a level, but unfortunately the last couple of years, as we can see, McGoldrick's in Glasgow have taken everything to a new level. We'll try over the next year or two to try and keep up, but it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, it's I've just the thing for the pool players nowadays is
They're spoiled.
the base conditions, the base clothes, the base balls.
When you think back to when I came onto the scene, Renzi, back in Corner Pocket, 2008, 2009, we used to get 60, 70 boys on a Friday night for a flyer. I remember it like it was yesterday. Guys like Stevie Roberts, all the boys with Paisley. Sometimes you get a couple of cars with Paisley, you get a couple of cars with Five, a car here for Airdrie, you get them for everywhere, but there's pool halls everywhere now. The Scottish players of nowadays, they don't realise how spoiled they are. The standard of the venues is just getting better and better and better.
I remember playing in Cowie Miners Welfare, but Ross was alluded to earlier on.
When I was in nappies.
Aye, you must have been. I think it was the year Johnny Kemp, the local guy, won the Scottish there, and I think they had 6 tables. Not one of them were the same tables. And I can remember there was one table at the fight ball you couldn't screw back with. So when people were getting called, they were moving the fight onto the next table, onto the next table, onto the next table. So that's how spoiled the players are nowadays.
Obviously, a venue I ended up later having the privilege to manage, which was obviously Penny's was one of the venues that started. Yeah, I know McGoldrick's get 50 people in the Thursday flyer. Yep, definitely. Again, it's just Glasgow's had hundreds of pool halls over the years, but now the Glasgow pool players are actually seeing they've got the best pool hall in the country. Let's not be kidded. But to be fair to them, they're supporting it, and they deserve to support it. And the numbers they're getting for the Thursday night flyer is ridiculous. But long may it continue. And they might need to start getting a late licence.
Yeah, maybe send a couple of them down to you.
Aye, I maybe need to start. To be fair, I had this conversation with Paul. Probably 85-90% are all Glasgow players. But it's great to see them supporting their own venue.
No, I've definitely been in it a couple of times, and even through the day, it's busy. It's class. It's what Glasgow's needed for day dot. To be honest with you,
definitely.
Paul definitely speculates to accumulate, and the venue's different class.
Oh, it's different class. It's brilliant. He's set the benchmark. Even this guy sitting beside us with this stream, that's his home. We're lucky enough to have him travelling the country and giving the stream that guys are sitting in the house and now like you're watching STV, Sky Sports, whatever it is you want. The standard, the equipment that this guy's got is unbelievable. You don't realise how lucky you are.
Well, I didn't realise until I actually had to help him out with the equipment at one of the Supers events, and it took about an hour and a half.
I can assure you, when it comes time to back up, I hide for Craig, because I'm not carrying half this down the stair. But somebody asked me a minute ago, can they play in table 3, which is obviously over there. Tough one here for Mark. No, he's nailed it.
There we go.
6-3.
So while we've been chatting here, Mark's just went up a gear, to be honest with you. That's back-to-back finishes now. If and when he makes this 8 ball in the centre.
No, there's no if and when, Renzi. This is breakfast, lunch and dinner for a player of their standard.
And it's going to be hard for the wee man to get back.
It's going to be hard, a race to. a race to 10, which is obviously the races are slightly bigger this year than they have been.
I mean, Mark's a brilliant player at the best of times. He can play in front, behind, no matter what.
Yep.
But he's a real good front runner. I think we just seen that a couple of weeks ago.
I think we've seen that a couple of weeks ago when we went down to Newcastle, and me and Mark obviously speak a lot about his games, and I said to him, in my opinion, Mark Farnsworth was under a lot of pressure. First time playing in his home venue, playing for people's monies probably he's never played for before. And I said to Mark at the start, if we can start well here, just keep that foot in his throat and just keep going and going and going, and by God, he didn't have to do it, you know.
Ah, he did. There we go. That's how busy the players is.
There's a few familiar faces about there. With Johnny McGurk, the man of Bannockburn Pool.
Yeah, young Stephen. That's it. And
The legend Ross McInnes checking his phone.
He's checking his
see
phone.
Who he can argue with tonight.
Absolutely. And that's a few there. So that's Geo's old man there, and a few of the boys that's travelled all the way down for Ayrshire to get behind young Geo.
I think there's obviously a few behind
some
us
young guys,
that haven't been seen in the camera.
Couple of old locals there.
We've even got the Scottish top referee Yvonne Ewan in the house.
Yeah, I was saying that earlier on. Available for money matches. If she gets any through this stream, we're on a percentage, so anybody that wants to book her.
I'll give you a laugh, friends. I've actually got a money match myself this Friday.
Oh, I did see that advertised, mate. And who have you got officiating that one? Because I know you're not the best player in the world, Stephen.
Aye, thanks. Yeah, there's been a few referees in the past that haven't paid, so I'm limited to who I can ask, friends. Hence why I never phoned you, because I know we're obviously we're limit with you financially. But Yvonne has kindly agreed to do it.
Aye. And was this through the stream tonight, or was that
No,
prior?
I spoke to Yvonne at the weekend. Some people have asked me, can we get it streamed, but I can assure you that will not be happening.
And is it best of 5 or best of 9? Or?
It's best of 2, Renzi. Best of 2.
Anyway, back
Thanks, Jamie, for all your previous winners. As you can see, there's a few well-known names in there. That's going back to 2006. Alan Saunders wears a winner there.
Yeah, great player, but as I say, that
Graham Ray sacked as a ref. I'm sure you can speak to Graham Ray regarding that one yourself. What I don't like, Renzi, is when people hide behind names at S2301. There's 2 words when you were brought up in Glasgow with stuff like that. It ends with bag. But hey ho, we'll keep it clean on the stream.
Yeah. And it's not airbag as they call them nowadays.
So is the match heading towards the way you expected it, guys? Did you see it going any other way? Let us know in the chat. Did you expect Geo to be leading the way? Mark's obviously leading now. The thing is, at the level that these two guys are, guys, 1 or 2 dry breaks in this game could easily just flip on its head.
This is a really important visit at the table for the young.
He needs to take these out.
And he came a little too far.
Slightly too far here, Renzi.
Needs to use the red.
He needs to kiss into the red now to take the black in the middle. Stephen Yule, you had Boyle as favourite, did you? It's a difficult one for me, obviously. But I now obviously in January I now sponsored Geo, so I've sponsored Mark for many years, so I'm not going to sit here and shout for any player. Geo's obviously playing in his own. I wouldn't say his own table; it's my table, but that's the match table in the club that he practices on pretty regular, I must add. Both tables, both players are from the stable, as Gibbsy says. Thank you, Scott. You're one of the stable as well. I ordered your 4XL polo shirt the day, pal. It should be here shortly.
Oh, has he lost a bit of weight?
He's lost a bit of weight, yeah. He's been on a diet. Him and Jamie they've been visiting the gym down in Stoke. When they've been down there, they've been doing a bit. Thanks, Yvonne, for that. We can't see it. He's got that, no bother.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah, good job.
We needed that, the wee man. Really needed that.
Yeah, Stephen beating Farnsworth was Some people told me before I went I was wasting my money. Mark couldn't win in England, but hey ho, they told me he couldn't win in Scotland as well. So it's nice to prove people wrong, isn't it? My game starts on Friday, officially 6:30 p.m. Will the 860 cloth be used at the Supers? No. No. It's similar, Kevin. Obviously, it's got a slight more nap on it. It doesn't have the spill guard thing that 861 got, so it's a wee bit different for the clubs to clean and stuff. Very similar to the Superfine Grey, to be honest. Please, you should ask Ross McInnes. He loves it. He loves it. Anyone in this club, Ross doesn't like. Hates the tables, hates the balls, hates the cloth, but he loves me. But no, 861 will be back in Players Lounge January, February time. We only changed to 860 because at the time 861 was basically out of stock and my tables needed done badly for the Scottish. So I put 860 on, and obviously the table for today's final I wasn't going to put another cloth on it and make the club look silly with different tables with different cloths. My tables will be going back to 861. Just as soon as Scottish pool legend, pool and snooker legend Scott McInnes is back fit enough and good and well and ready to go to work. Fred, I just said there, sorry, I'm not sure if you heard me, the reason why I got the cloth, the 860, was because I couldn't get 861. It was out of stock and my tables needed done for the Scottish. And I've just stayed that way. I'm sure you'll love the colour, Fred. Me and Paul Corrigan spoke about it. And we will always, because of Saltire and the IPA being 861, we'll always, I would expect both of us always to stay the same as the IPA. We get that a lot of people don't like 861, but go and show me a cloth that absolutely everybody likes and wants. Chinos will not be allowed, Gary. No. You'll be allowed to wear trainers, I can tell you.
All black.
All black only. No night ticks that are a luminous yellow, black, orange, green. Plain black trainers. So take my advice, guys. Get to Poundland and get a pair of plimsolls, they used to call them when I was at school, Renzi.
Or alternately, I think Saltire are bringing out
Saltire
all black trainer.
we're bringing out our all black trainer just shortly.
In conjunction with Skechers.
Yep. You can get all black trainer for there. Gio's having to play a good shot here. He's been played a great shot.
While we've been chit-chatting, the last frame Geo took a really good finish and he played a shot there into the top right. Sometimes it only takes one shot to get you going, and he hit it as sweet as a nut. So if this plants down here and he eventually takes these 3 balls in the black away, that's real
He's
game
right
on
back in the
time.
game. Plants away. Adidas 4 Stripes Polar, unfortunately they're sold out at the moment, but watch out for Saltire's new editions coming soon. On board they're launching their own footwear for black ball pool players only.
It's a tougher shot than it looks.
Played it
Absolutely brilliantly.
Played it great.
And there's a crowd, they're starting to come alive. All of a sudden, 6-5.
And the noise level in the venue just all of a sudden got a wee bit louder. Did the France game finish too now?
Yeah.
Happy days, I got my coupon up. Mr. Gillespie, I'll send that over to you. I'm sure you'll appreciate that one. Private mail coming shortly. Greg, I'm playing a guy called Jamie Walker. He's from Falkirk. And anyone who knows me knows I am not very good at pool. But what I will say is, he's not very good either. So that'll be the who's best of the not very good pool players on Friday.
Is this guy a local league player, Stephen, or is it?
He plays in the club, he doesn't play in the league.
Okay. Just likes a punt then?
He just likes to gamble. He's a bit of a nutcase. He's actually a really nice guy when he's not playing pool. But when he's playing pool, he thinks he's Mark Boyle. Or Geo Edgar. Geo is 18 years of age, Alan, is that right?
Geo, I think, is
Oh, the white.
18. Yeah.
He's 18. He's 18. Well, I hope he's 18 because he had a pint in his hand in France. Otherwise, the under 23 manager at the time wasn't doing his job right.
No,
Hey, Alan,
I think that's why that guy's been sacked, to be honest with you. No, it's definitely.
The best manager in the game.
At least 18. At least 18.
Can I ask your thoughts on that, Alan? Was it all about going out at the top and you feel as if you'd done enough, or you feel as if you could do no more with the section? Because I think you'll be a massive loss to Scottish pool as a whole, to be honest.
It was a couple of things, Stephen, to be honest with you. One of them I actually told Ross about in the car coming over. There'd been disagreement in the semi-final stage with one of the parents of the Welsh team. No, because I wasn't wanting sacked. I wanted to leave him on accord. No, to be honest.
Right. I admit, you actually did tell me this.
As I got older.
Is that when the guy threatened you and you backed in and you walked away?
No, that was a different one, believe it or not. That's when I bottled it at the Supers just recently.
Sorry, I didn't worry.
I've got that many misdemeanors.
You've been under a bit of pressure lately.
All sorts, mate. No, different reasons, but winning back-to-back Europeans, back-to-back World Championships with the team, and especially losing my captain. A week prior to it, having to then take someone into the team that remarkably well considering. I just thought that, you know what, it's time to go. I'll never say never. Never say I'll never do another job, or I'll never apply for another manager's job.
So we look forward to seeing you back next year, Al?
We'll see what happens. We'll see. As I say never. I've just actually retired for playing.
Yeah, I saw that. Obviously, I'd said that to you. What was your intentions? Obviously, I see that you're saying you're going to play some of the older kind of masters.
Going to play some over 50s. Going to play a wee bit of golf, as I've been doing the last couple of years. So that's the plan. That's the plan.
Aye, good, and I wish you all the best for it. You'll be a massive miss. I know you've probably heard dozens of people saying it, but seriously, you will be.
No, I appreciate that, mate. Anyway, enough about me.
Back to the game.
Back to the game, and we've got...
Mark's played a shot there in the first of two to develop the yellows, and he's played two into the bottom bag. He played the plant. It's easy for me to sit here and say, Alan, but these are absolute dollies.
Normal circumstances.
Yeah.
These are absolute dollies. The way the game's panned out, with him having a 6-3 lead, and then he just lost back-to-back through Geo's really good play. Basically, that there's more pressure on these tap-ins.
Gary, sorry, I see you've put a comment about the nations at the World Cup put a sex ban. Would you say that? Yeah, you're just being silly. Just being silly. The legend Mr. McInnes in the background there, you can see him telling one of the customers what way he thinks he's going to go. What I will say is, 8 times out of 10 when Ross tells you what way a player's going to go, they don't go that way.
Oh, absolutely. I've done commentary with Ross, and he's scary bad.
He's no... I remember him telling me years ago when I asked him about the commentary, he said, I can't do commentary, son. He said, because every time I say a player's going to go this way or that way, he said, they make me look stupid. You all set for Santa Claus coming, Mr. Reynolds?
I will be after tomorrow, probably.
All right. I got asked a question yesterday. You started your Christmas shopping. The honest answer is you better ask my wife.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve, do you start your Christmas shopping then, mate?
Normally about 3:30.
Aye.
Christmas Eve.
Aye.
Yes, look, there's prize money. The Scottish is probably one of the, if not the biggest in Scotland for the SPA. I'm sure it's about £1,500 or £1,800 to the winner. If you maybe correct me if I'm wrong, Alan.
Yeah, I think it is. And that's based on, first of all, the sponsorship for Belhaven that's been ongoing,
Yep.
which is fantastic to get a sponsor in this current climate. So, well done to whoever does that. Obviously yourself, Stephen.
I get the Belhaven sponsor for Scottish Bill, and I'm happy to see actually the meeting with them this morning. They've agreed to continue it for next year, so
Fantastic.
they will put their money where their mouth is again and sponsor the Scottish Championships for next year again. That's providing the events held
Yeah, obviously.
in here.
Obviously. So fantastic to Belhaven, fantastic to the Players Lounge, but also for the players entering, because I think we get around 800, 900, 1,000 entries,
Yeah, it's a
all
lot.
paying £10 a head, and that all goes straight to the prize fund as well.
I would love to personally. I could never win a pool flyer, never mind a pool tournament. But I think the entries, like a tenner entry nowadays, is very poor. It needs to go up, and it needs to. I'd love to the Scottish to one day to be 5, 10 grand to the winner, and the entry fee to be 25, 30 pound. But I totally get it. But the thing for me regarding that is, turkeys never vote for Christmas, and the lesser players, which are the high volume of numbers, they're just not going to vote to pay 20, 25, 30 pound. I totally get that as well. But I would love us to eventually find a big sponsor and for the Scottish title, not just to get that beautiful big lovely trophy, but to get a nice check weight as well, especially at this time of year.
Another 3-man board for Mark.
Yep, 8-5, 2 to go as I would tell him.
Is
2
it?
to go.
Is it 7-5, 8-5? Have we miscounted this?
No, I'm sure it's 8-5.
8-5? Yeah. You're probably right. But regarding that, I think with your own saltire to yourself, you
I
call,
think Geo was just about to go one behind to 7-6 minutes off the break.
I believe that's £100 entry. That's sold out. So the better players have got tournaments out there, and the grassroots players are going to still enter the Scottish. So it's one of the tough situations. If you've been about for a while, Santa, it started at £2.
Yeah, I get that.
I heard the
I
murmuring.
kind of just used to be 30 pence range.
That's true.
It's now £3.
But you should have seen it going from £2 to a £5 and then a £5 to a tenner. So it's a difficult situation. It really is, because you still want the entries.
Yep.
But as you say, you want the guy that wins it rewarded. The only thing is, it's if you look through that list of winners there,
Right.
you know, there's only maybe one Leicester City in there, and
The cream
everybody else is.
always rises to the top. I totally get that point, but I just think, in my opinion, and I'm a lesser player, we should be. I don't mean repaying them as such, but see if they're lucky enough to win a Scottish title, they should get a big cheque to go with as well. To say to the wife, by the way, I've won the Scottish title. I'm not going to say the player doesn't care about the money. They want that trophy more than they want the money. But if you've seen a nice 4, 5 grand, 6 grand get into your back for it, Renzi, in my opinion, that's just my personal opinion.
Oh no, lots of these guys are professionals, so I mean the money, ultimately it's there's at least 2 or 3. It's the livelihood, so money's important.
I get that, but there's also the debate about whether Gibbsy touches on it as well.
I think Gibbsy's trying to wind me up with this.
With it being a ranking event, he's got a point. We had the debate in McGoldrick's a few weeks ago.
Argued it for 10 straight years,
Yep.
Stephen.
I don't think it should be either. It's never going to affect me, but I take Scott's point on, and I think he's right.
Yeah. He's bang on right. The only problem is the problem is trying to get people to
We
vote
drop
it out.
£3 a can of juice. That's only when they discount them in the ballroom. They're $3.40 now. Geo's played a shot there. I think he played to just slightly nudge the head, and he's missed it.
Yeah. Now he's toiling, but he's got a chance of dislodging it right this second.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got to play the one into the top left and try and come round and crash into it.
As I just said, you're putting up there saying that the Scottish,
There we
the
go.
average Joe wouldn't pay that. I think I said that. I don't think the average pool player in Scotland would pay 25, 30 pound entry. And I don't think it's to boost the Scotland A team's holiday fund either. I think that's something, to be honest with you,
So cynical.
I think that's probably what's wrong with Scottish pool.
Yeah.
Costs us thousands and thousands of pounds to
I
go
mean,
and
everybody knows that you pay for all the boys, so I don't know why.
Aye. Obviously, France. I wasn't lucky enough to go there, but the Kenny Donald gave us a chunk of money, and to be honest with you, it's the first time since my time been there. But I'll bet you the money that I've spent managing Scotland is probably close to 20 grand between digs and accommodation and fuel, and then you've got the hospital bill with Bossman.
Yeah.
Missed it.
No. And that's
the difference.
that's why I stopped you there, Stephen, because earlier on in the Collins box, you just not came to terms with the slide of the cloth.
He played one in there earlier on. He played a black into there, and I said to Barry, he needs to bang this.
First frame.
He didn't play it. It was right in the very first frame.
Bang on. That was the first frame,
He
Stephen.
had to hit it hard, and he didn't hit it hard. But it's hard to judge when the table's just
You know what?
recovered as well.
That's 3 major doubles to win frames, and that could be the difference between basically being up 7-5 and down 7-5.
If the holiday fund comment was about their personal holiday fund, why did you mention the A team then? You mentioned Scotland A team's holiday fund. I think that's very disrespectful in my opinion as a Scotland A team manager. These guys spend a lot of their hard-earned cash.
Yeah, I've had a few fantastic
To be
holidays
honest,
in Bridlington, to be fair.
be honest with you, Bridlington's a fantastic holiday, and see when you've got to pay Scott Gillespie and Scott Ross's food bill.
Yeah.
Then I've came back from Bridlington before and only been divorced, and I've just said to my wife, quite simple, it's the Gibbs's bill for chicken wings.
Yeah, he likes a chicken wing.
He loves a chicken wings, the Gibbsy. Boss man's hospital bill, I had the fuel bill at 4 in the morning. That's a story for another day, Morgan. If you keep practicing, you might get in the 18 one day and we'll fill you in. There's a few stories. Keep up the hard work, pal, because you're getting there. Don't think it goes unnoticed at Disney. But I'll tell you what I did notice was your horrible attire at the weekend on Facebook, but that's another conversation. Yeah, you can't beat it when you take 4 or 5 grand out your bank. You get to spend 9 days in Bridlington. Oh, that's brilliant.
Love Yorkshire.
That's a great
He's
place.
riding a Yorkshire, you can't beat it.
East Ridge or Yorkshire.
Tropical heat, April, May time.
It's when you go out in the morning, it's the rain, hail, snow, the rest. You just can't beat it.
Great shot.
He's played a terrific shot there. He basically developed 4 balls in one shot. He's got one bad ball down the left-hand side here, but
And that's exactly why he stopped and taking his time. He's just trying to work out when he takes that ball and what he takes after that ball.
just everything that Mark's been through in the last year, this for me would just finish it off. I'm not saying it would make it any better. I don't think anything can make it any better, but
Yeah, I was going to say
I obviously sponsor both players, but I would be delighted to give Mark a cuddle at the end of this if he wins it.
Aye, I bet you would as well. There's no been there for him as much as yourself, Stephen. And I was going to bring that up in commentary earlier on, however, I just thought to myself, I didn't want to tempt fate. And obviously, there's still a match on.
His mum sitting behind us as well, Ranger, I don't know if you noticed.
Oh, fantastic.
His mum and dad support him just the same as anybody's mum and dad, but
Right.
she's no normally at finals.
Excellent. Okay. So, again, difficult one for you, Stephen, because obviously both players are under your stable now and you need to back both of them. But obviously the locals will be support them for all those reasons, you know.
Yeah. It goes without saying, if you look around the club, even the guys that are over there playing in the tables are watching. Mark's got the majority of the support, but Geo's got a few. But the thing is, the more Geo comes in and around the club and people get to know who he is and stuff, he's been in the club regular practicing. He's been here practicing with Barry Lynn and stuff like that. Races to 10, races to 20, and I'll be honest, I didn't think he'd be in the club as much as he has been. Last few weeks he's been a wee bit unwell, hasn't he been, but
fantastic for the
time will
club.
tell. Yeah,
Fantastic for the club when you see these boys regularly on the
we've
TV.
got an amazing we've got an amazing group of players between Boyle, Geo, Scott Gillespie, Stephen Campbell, Scott Higgins, Barry Lynn, my own son. The list goes on.
Not a bad B team.
It's
Not a bad B team.
If there's any club out there that's want to challenge team players, 6-7 man team, give me a phone.
So,
will Geo Edgar get his chance in the A team?
Great question.
Good question, but listen, I think for the time I've been in the job, Alan, obviously it was yourself that got me in the job. I don't think I've been scared to give anybody their chance. I've put a few players in there that some players say, why is he in there, why is he not?
Good finish.
I've always put the young and hungry in. Robert Stevens might not be as young as Geo. Obviously he's fresh in. Stuart McCulloch was fresh in the last time. Obviously Stuart McCulloch came in before COVID, but the events got cancelled. I didn't think it was right for me to take any player out of the team for France, basically because I wasn't in France. Moving forward, Geo's got as much a chance as Liam Dunster, Scott Gillespie and anybody else. If Geo keeps up his progress, I've got no doubt Geo will be in the Scotland men's team.
From an outsider looking in it, you look as if you get basically is going to always pick 6 or 7 for like 10, 11 players.
I think 6 is a perfect number now. I mean, you've spoken about this at length. This time I'm taking 7. But I must be honest with you, the players will be told when we get to Bridlington, I will only be taking 6 to Malta. So one of them, maybe 2 of them, maybe somebody like Geo might get a chance to go to Malta. But I'll tell you now, I'll only be taking 6 to Malta. 7's hard. It's hard to manage. And one of the reasons why I have taken 7 is just because we've got a couple of guys in the men's A team who have got other commitments around about that time.
It's definitely the future. That's guaranteed. I know that for myself.
There's no taking away from it. He is the future.
When he leads by example on the table, he's a fantastic player.
Yeah, listen.
He's got age in his side, but if you're good enough, it doesn't matter what age you're straight in.
When you look across Scottish pool just now, if you looked before COVID, did we have a lot coming through, Alan? We didn't have a lot pushing through. You look now, you've got guys up and down the country doing well. Obviously, Robert Stevens, his results speak for himself this year. He's been doing it. The IPA, he's done okay. You've got guys like Geo pushing through, guys like Morgan pushing through. There's loads of talent pushing.
Yeah.
But we just need to get our house in order, in my opinion, at the younger ages, the 15s and the 18s, and try and get it fixed again, and so that they keep pushing.
I talked to the legend, the GOAT, coming through, Ross, about that, and it's amazing how it comes in spurts and bursts. And he had a great boss man, Scott Gillespie, Paddy McMillan, Jason. They all come through together.
Yeah, when you look, there was a fantastic group at that point. Obviously, how do you pick the best player out of that group?
Then it went barren for a few years, and then you had Dunster, Rooney, Davey, Steed. Yep. You also had Fernie, Lee Cullen, Jordan Templeton. So incredible, to be honest.
When me and you've spoke personally regarding the Scotland team, I have always said that we have loads of exceptional players, but we have a few elite players. We have a few players that are just slightly better than the rest. And if truth be told, that's your Liam Dunster, your Scott Gillespie, your Mark Boyle, and at the time it was Scott Ross.
Yep.
I think Ross Fernie is pushing towards that now.
Oh,
I think he's pushing towards being the top 3.
It used to be a top 3.
It used to be top 3 all the time.
Now it's top 4.
Now it's top 4 in my opinion. Mark Fleming's been in the Scotland men's A team, I I don't think I've ever taken him back out since I put him in. He's done terrifically well for me. He's a great lad.
Mark might not win as many tournaments as the rest, but see if he keeps doing the business for Scotland team. He's just an auto to pick. That's the thing.
If he keeps
he gives his all.
If he keeps plugging away.
And his stats are fantastic.
He's a fantastic guy to manage as well. He's a lovely guy. But I just think there's three of them. And Ross Fairney's really pushing that door.
To me it's four now, mate. I think if you talk to the general public about Boyle, Ross Fairney's right up there with the three guys.
And I'm not trying to take anything away from any other players. All the other players are there on merit. And it's up to them to stay there. They've been given a chance. Stuart McCulloch, for example, I've given him his chance. It's up to him to prove that he deserves to stay there, and I think he will. But no, when you think back, as you said, obviously there was Gibbsy and Jason and stuff like that. But when you go back to when it was Dunster, and when you go back to one of the things I say to a lot of the young guys, and I don't think Dunster will mind me saying this, but when Dunster was younger, he wasn't the best. Stephen Campbell was the best when they were younger.
Yep.
But the thing is,
but he's just worked.
Stephen Campbell done what everybody else. He's got a job, he's got a family, he's got a wife, he's got a house. But Liam has worked his backside off, and for me, he's probably one.
Well, the boy deserves everything he's got.
He's one of the best players in the world.
Aye, absolutely, no doubt about it.
No best players in Scotland. He's the best players in the world.
Yeah, has.
And listen, I spoke to him last week.
Great finish. Keeps
another
in
great finish. Keeps him in. He wants to keep him off 9 as long as he can. Obviously, he made the decision last week to change over for the IP. I spoke to him at length myself personally. But listen, the IP will be there before and after Liam Dunster. It was there, and it'll be there before and after other players. I still think it will survive, and the two of them can thrive independently. The good thing for me in Blackball Pool is the IP has got some very good things get to be announced soon.
But also Scotland manager, as long as these guys commit to you, that's all you're looking for.
Well, the big concern for me is if Ultimate Pool are coming to Scotland, they've announced that they're joining up. But there's always the rules in Scotland that if these guys go and play.
And I think all the top players are well aware of the rules, so let's hope
I spoke to my captain at length on the phone. I just hope these guys can see the bigger picture and don't be silly and go and play in that event, because it could affect Scotland massively.
The fact that you can still get the best players to play for your team, because not everybody's into international pool. A lot of these top boys are like professionals and they've got jobs, and it might be the fact that you can still get these guys to turn up and play for Scotland is amazing, to be honest with you.
Mark's break's been absolutely terrible.
There we go.
And he's got a ball.
He's got a ball.
The balls are not pretty, but I think if he crashes into that yellow in the middle bag and develops that one yellow, the game's on, Alan.
Yeah, I totally agree.
It's just how it comes out when he develops it.
And this is a vital stage.
I don't doubt that for 1 second, Becca. I spoke to Liam, and I totally get that he needs a new challenge and he needs something fresh, and I totally get that. But I'm not going to hide for the fact that I openly told him I'm disappointed that he's went, because I wouldn't be true to myself if I didn't tell him I wasn't disappointed. But I wished him all the best, and I hope he goes there and dominates for a year or 2 years and then just comes back. That's what I hope he does. But listen, he's a big boy. He's a big boy. I've got no doubt Liam will be the same as Scott Gillespie when it comes to Scotland.
A cracking shot.
Yep. You got the wear down the way here, didn't you?
No, he's going to finish them all down the bottom, mate, and I think he's going to take
the middle one and come over and take the one across and leave the one in the back there was the last ball to come up. He's got a great angle here, isn't he?
I think he can come straight back. You might call the shot better than me. It might be deceiving. Even if he can get back to where the red is.
Yeah,
I think he's going to play the 3 down the bottom, then go up, because I know they're readily available, the ones up the top end of the table where the 8 ball is. No, I think you might be right, Stephen. Actually, your eyes are better than me. That's because you're younger, obviously.
I just think the angle's no great there for him to play the shot. I think he might need to face his red here, Ranger.
Maybe just go into the yellow
Yeah.
and knock it on a wee bit.
I
Hope for a
think
favourable
he's running
catch. You can
past
buy
the
it. There we go.
Yeah.
Called it well.
The problem is, again, he's at the wrong side. He might need to take the bottom one here.
Aye, he is. I think he actually played for the bottom.
Fred, I think that conversation was already had, unfortunately. That conversation was had before Ultimate Pool was formed, and the person who put the money into Ultimate Pool chose to go, rather than trying to sit and talk for longer and try and amalgamate everybody into one set. He basically chose a side, if you like. Thanks, Becca. I've no doubt that Liam's very passionate when he plays for his country, and he's one of, as I said, he's one of my best players. When I say I mean Scotland. He's Scotland's best player, along with Gibbsy and Mark and the rest of the lads. He's very passionate when he's there, and I remember one time we were at Bridlington. I think it was Cyprus. My memory serves me right. I said to Renzi, I said to Liam, I says, you're sitting at this 5. And he looked at me like I had horns in my head. And he said, eh? I said, you're sitting at this 5. Oh, he wasn't happy.
No, because Liam's a perfectionist and he wanted
wasn't
to
happy.
win
He
all
wanted to
5
be top
frames.
of
He
the
wanted to be
stats.
top of the
He
stats,
wanted
top
to
of
be
the
top of
breaking
everything.
dishes.
And
That's
I
just
said
the way
to
the
Liam,
boy
there's
is.
other guys here. Listen, I don't need to watch you. There's other guys here that will only play at the end of the week, and you will. I wasn't happy. I don't think I've done it again since then. Don't want him to fall out with me. I'll tell you what he is good at when we go away. He's good at winning the challenges for the hot chicken wings. Have we had it, ever tell you that one? There was is it a Mexican place at Bridlington? So it's no Mexican. Maybe Gibbsy can remind me if it's Mexican. I can't remember. It's the one where we always kid on at somebody's birthday. They come out and give us a cake and that we have a laugh. It is Mexican, eh?
Aye.
So there was a spicy chicken wings challenge. And we're all saying, right guys, who's going to do chicken wings? Dunster. What's the prize? The prize are I'll pay for your dinner and you get the chicken wings for nothing.
Oh, I can see where this is going.
Dunster licked his lips and says, get them. The girl came over and she says, oh, you don't realise how hot these are. Dunster said, that's fine. I think there was 6 or 7 chicken wings in the plate. Dunster ate the first 2 and I thought, no chances he finishing these. The tears were streaming down his face. His face was the colour of the red balls on the table. I thought, there is no chance he's finishing these. He finished every single one, licked his lips at the end, downed the pint of water and then ordered his dinner. No, some guy. Loves a challenge.
Perfect. Talk about challenges.
This challenge for Geo just got a wee bit harder here. He's going to put him on the
Much more
on the hill here.
Gio's actually stuck in well in this match.
He has dug in well.
Yep. 9-6, Mark's on the hill to win the Scottish for the second time. He'll be feeling it just now. He'll just be sitting there composing himself, doing a couple of breathing exercises.
I'd have a wee quiet word with him, but just because both of them are in my stable, I just don't think it's right
Yeah,
to have a quiet word
I
with him.
totally get that.
I've got to
And that's a
explain
situation
that-
you're going to be faced with more and
yeah,
more.
it's a situation I've had
You've
before.
got
But
two of the top 3 or 4 guys in the country, and you've got obviously a boy that's going to a few years. Right now, he's here and now. Geo, he really is top
Geo
draw.
is here now, and he's only going to get better and better and better.
So he's got it all to do it.
Yep.
Really needs a dish here. Could be doing with a monster break.
Is anybody giving odds on Geo winning from 9-6 down?
I'm certainly not, because I want to put it by him. Now that's a break. That's a break. And that's a chance on both.
Yellow,
If he's not too close to this yellow.
I think you can cue into the side anyway, even if he is.
Yep. And obviously that's a shot. The older and older you get, it becomes more
It becomes-
twitchable. And
It's funny, we
more
were at pool
difficult.
last night and Jeff Dunn went and played one of these.
What?
And I
What went
I actually call it the Jeff Dunn shot, because he just cannot play the shot. He just lets the cue go and hopes it hits
Which
it.
is incredible for
It's
a
funny.
accused as pure as Jeff.
Incredible. One of the best players naturally I've ever seen.
Just an amazing player, amazing guy, to be honest with you.
Horrible guy. Horrible guy. He's a good ball.
Perfect. Played it great. That's a young man shot, but I'll tell you what, it looks as if he's going to take these out and make
Yeah,
mark.
to be honest with you,
Mark.
Gibbs, I think the SP
Yeah.
is in a horrible situation with this one. A real horrible situation. There's obviously the choice policy. If you'd asked me a week and a half ago would it get removed, I'd have said yes, but I don't think it can get removed now. I think it'd be detrimental to the SPA to remove it now. Because if it gets removed, I don't think Ultimate Pool will hold up with just one event. I think it will just be numerous. And before you know it, leagues will be starting to change rules and stuff.
Cracking shot. Cracking shot for the young man there.
Screw back and take the other one long, really.
I don't know
difficult
if he
one to
can.
get back
I'm
at
not
there,
sure
isn't
if he can stun the gap, or if he just, as you say, he just came a bit too straight.
Sometimes you just got to take your medicine and
Yep.
screw back and make sure you got a shot. I kind of see where we're sitting, what kind of angle
We'll
he's got.
maybe see when he's down on the cue ball what height he plays at, to what shot he's going to play. If he's down at 6 o'clock, he's going to play the shot you says. If he's up higher than that, he's going to try and power stun the gap. I think he's playing your shot, Stephen. Oh, he's played it with the reverse side. What a shot.
Great shot. The White's
Oh,
buzzing.
fantastic
The
shot.
White's gone all over the place now.
His choice here is whether he tries to get round the back of it. I think he can just stun on and off the cushion and play the 8 ball into the left centre. Probably the best way to control it. Stun the gap between the red and the 8 ball. Play the black into the left centre or the left bottom bag. No, he's just played it check side. Oh, lovely shot.
In the middle.
Didn't even look at that bag.
Neither did I.
He's controlled that
It
fantastic.
was a great shot. Scored there.
I'll tell you what, 9-6 down, your first Scottish final. What a brilliant finish. What a brilliant finish.
Great finish.
And the
9-7.
crowd like that there, so boys are saying dig in, so it was top draw.
As I said to you before,
Yeah.
at this level, one dry break,
Yeah, the break's massive.
one
Massive.
dry break, and Mark's break's been horrendous. Mark normally smashes him and gets 2
Yeah,
3 more bars.
Mark will be wanting to end this right now.
Mark's needing a big break.
I was discussing earlier on, I'm so glad you came in because it's one of the most difficult things to do is to commentate on your own for
You
a
sit and
full
talk to yourself,
match.
yeah.
But
Totally agree.
Mark breaks arguably the best in the world, to be honest. It's
They don't call it the Mark Broyle Cup break for nothing, do they?
yeah, it's phenomenal.
It's even better if you can slightly tweak the balls to the right or the left. Can't you?
yeah. I'm sure some have done that in the past. I know that, but Mark's
It's
not
funny actually because
Mark's not one of the guys that
Scott
would do that.
McIntosh obviously is one of the best table fitters in Scotland, or the best table fitter in Scotland in my opinion. We had somebody different doing the table yesterday, just due to Scott not being working at the moment. And the boy said to me, "What's the line in the middle for?" Because Scott puts a line with the balls, obviously you can see how they're getting set up straight. And I had to explain to him. And he boys hit them
Yep.
sweet as a nut. Boom.
Now, how
I
have they
knew
come out?
the Reds.
Oh,
The
now,
only
how's
bad was the black.
Yep.
And I think he can get the black ninja.
If anybody can, it's Mark can because he's brilliant at just throwing a wee bit of side
bit
on
of
to
side
cheat
in,
the
yeah, to
angle.
cheat the angle.
However, it's such a tough shot to be on at when you're on the hill to win your second Scottish title. Aspiration.
Yeah, aspirations. The choice policy as it is only affects the bigger, better players if you like, but that will be changed.
So I believe Mark's going to just try and get control of this for him,
Is he gonna
Stephen.
pot and stitch your rounds?
Pot.
I don't think he will.
I think he's going to
think he'll
pot and
screw back
dislodge. Yeah, there we go.
And
Well.
I think he'll stitch him well.
On. Oh, I don't. And I like a snooker, as you know, Stephen, but I think Mark sees an opportunity to win this match right now. But you know your boy better than me.
Let's just have another look at the balls and see if we can see the other angle when Craig moves the camera moves. I think he pots this to the top left and then stitches him.
So here we go.
No, the angle he's left it, he's no stitching him. He's going down the table.
We'll see who's right here, if it's
You're
Stephen or if it's
right,
Renzi.
you're right before he plays it. I wouldn't be surprised if he just touches this yellow. Scott Gillespie will be watching this and now saying, I am talking utter. As he always says, if the balls are there, go for them.
There we go. No, I know Scott's philosophy only too well. Scott's not a percentage man when it comes to this, especially if it's just the blackets on the table. You know, if Scott's got a chance of finishing that, and it's a 60% chance, and if he plays the snooker, it's a 100% chance, or 90% chance the next time, he'll go for the 60%.
If Gibbs is at the table and he's above 1% of getting the balls, he's gone, Renzi.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what I will say is 12-12, England, anywhere in the world, there's only one guy I don't.
Oh, he's he's just always been a fantastic.
He's got the biggest cojones at pool I've ever seen.
And he likes a wee celebration now and again as well, Scott.
A wee fist bump now and again.
Oh, now then.
That's why he just stitched him, Renzi.
Does it go?
But it still goes up the top.
Aye.
It still goes up the top.
How does he get on it?
No, he runs into the red flicks the yellow, plays the yellow down the bottom. Bob Dink, good night, let's go.
Does the yellow he's closest to go along?
The yellow he's closest to goes up by the black. Does it, Craig? I would say that. I would say that.
Work going on here.
I would say that goes up by the black.
I agree.
David, I totally agree with you. And I'm the Scotland Men's manager. The Scottish pool, and I think the captain's already touched on it as well. Scottish pool isn't just about 10 players.
The guy in the background's like an old Phil Taylor, isn't he?
Stevie Miller and Kevin McGuigan, two very long-serving Falkirk pool, district pool league players.
They're loving it.
Two great guys. They play in the Crown pool team. The Lynn family play in that team.
Right, okay, excellent.
Another fantastic player that was with us, passed away not so long ago. Alec Lynn's a very good good friend of them.
Total legend.
Did Alec ever win the Scottish?
I think Alec might have won the Scottish. Do you know that? I'm not sure. That was a bit before my time. Big Alec played Santa, but
another amazing player.
Just an amazing guy, to be honest with you.
Just look at the wall, your right hand side.
Yeah.
If you can show me another county team, I'll win the counties with their two sons in the team. Show me it.
Oh, what a shot! Oh, it's just drifted a wee, but I think he was perfect there as well. Has this got slight nap on it? This 860. Right, okay. Does that look straight in?
Yeah, Scott. You're about as passionate as for Scotland internationally as myself. We're paired well. I just wish I could keep up with you at the buffet table. I've tried a few times and it's just a task too much for me. And then when you start drinking strawberry daiquiris and stuff, it's not for me, you know. I'm no steaming slacking up, and you will never get close to the Gibbsy when it comes to the biggest. I won't say the word because we're live in the stream. Yeah. Craig might not appreciate it, might not ask me back. But the Scotland men's captain, Scott Gillespie, knows I know my stuff.
Oh, great shot.
It's played a fantastic shot.
This looks as if it's gone 9-8. sudden, Geo
One thing I
breaks
ain't
the
on,
action.
Mr. Slack, is the peach schnapps archers.
No, I think if he takes a more difficult pot on here, so if he takes the pot
I think it takes to take
and at the top left,
top
he's
left, it's
perfect.
got to go, he's perfect.
If he takes the easier pot into the middle, I don't think he's as perfect, so I think he needs to gamble and take it now. It's not even a gamble, it's just the right shot.
Just the right shot, yeah.
But it's the right shot at 9-7 to go 9-8 in your first Scottish final.
I don't think it is over. And the thing is, Renzi, he knows it's the right shot.
Oh, this kid knows.
He knows.
And he's not scared to
He knows
play the big
he's-
shot either.
he'll play
And
the
he,
big shot.
and he can get the big shot.
He'll play the big shot, he's just taking his time to compose himself. He knows.
Now he's coming round to look
No,
at
he's
the,
thinking
the
about the
wrong
other
shot.
shot there, Renzi. He's thinking about dropping it in the middle. And
You know, I hope for his sake that he plays the big shot.
he's playing the big shot.
Even if he doesn't get it, at least he can then say, well, I played the right shot. Watching his old man, his old man's just so nervous. It's so hard watching your son play. It's incredible.
Shot. Who's missed
Nah,
it?
he wasn't.
He's missed it.
To be fair, he wasn't. I like the fact he's taking on the big shot. The
Yep.
reason
He's taking the right
the
shot.
fact he took so long on it, put it out in his mind that
Doubted his mind.
he should have concentrated 100% on the pot there instead of the position, because it was the actual position. Yeah, yeah. So Mark's just settling down, getting the cue ball cleaned.
He
He knows he's not going to get a better chance in this to win his second Scottish title. Now we can start saying about, I mean, the unbelievable year Mark's had. The peaks and the troughs, the ups and the downs.
Yep.
He's going over, drying his hands. I know what will be going through his head just now. So will you, Stephen. And to be fair, I really hope he gets these just now. Because I would like him.
If it goes close on range, it could.
He's perfect.
He just needs to cue this.
Mark's got arguably the best cue action.
He just needs to
Bill,
cue this.
and he's not
Shot-
taking his time
shot
on it.
takes care of itself. Just cue the white. Just cue through it.
He's done it.
Perfect. Perfect. Thanks,
And
guys.
he's looking up. We know who he's looking at. And he's not messing about on this black. This to be Scottish champion. And he's done it. I'll let you go over.
Thanks, guys.
Santa, and hug your
Cheers,
guys.
Thanks, Craig.
So there we have it. Mark Boyle, the 2022 Scottish champion. A great fight from young Geo Edgar from Ayrshire. Wasn't the best start in the match, but it certainly heated up, even though it's freezing outside. Well refereed by Yvonne. Santa's going over to do the presentation with Ross now. Hope you've enjoyed the stream. Hopefully there'll be plenty more in the new year. Maybe get something sorted out for doing IMs. We'll get a couple of guests in. I hear Stevie Walker's a heck of a commentator, so we'll maybe try and get him involved somehow.
Oh, right. Testing.
Now over to the presentation party. Ross McInnes, who the trophy's named after, and over and out. Good night.
Right, ladies and gents. Is this on? Right, thanks very much for coming and watching the Scottish final. I think you can safely say that it's two of the best players, not only in Scotland but in the UK. Can you give a hand for both of them, please? For myself, anybody that's watched the game, first 3 frames made all the difference, in my opinion. Geo could quite easily have been 3-0 up there. But you can't make mistakes against this man, that's for sure. But this young man will be in many a Scottish final, many a final, in every competition he enters, okay? So, I never brought it up, son, you did. Yeah, if the choice policy remains, he might still not get in. Right, so, big hand for the Belhaven Scottish runner-up for 2020. Oh, sorry, guys, sorry. The Ross McInnes Belhaven Scottish runner-up, 222. Geo. Right, well, there's not many things you can say about this guy. I mean, if anybody watches his challenge match, I think it was a week ago, maybe a wee bit more, 2 weeks ago. I certainly watched. No, it was at Pedigree. We watched it, aye. Aye. 2 months ago. Right. That was the best sort of performance against one of the most renowned money match players there is, in Mark Farnsworth. And Mark actually posted, I think it was just the other day there, that he was going to give up the game after getting destroyed by Mr. Boyle. And I couldn't believe that. But anyway, this is your second one? For his second Scottish title, Mr. Mark Boyle. Come on, give him a big hand, come on! Hey,